if I ever leave this world alive. Well, thank you for the things you did in my life.
So, I have talked in the past briefly about my interest in Stoicism. For the guys who don't really know much about Stoicism and Stoic philosophy, you know, a lot of the modern interpretations of what a Stoic person is like is just absolutely incorrect. A lot of the modern, like I said, translations and ideas of a Stoic person make people as if they don't care about things or events that happen to them, that they don't care. They're almost, you know, they don't care. I don't know how else to explain it. And that's simply not true. Stoic philosophy in its traditional sense is really more about having a deep, clear understanding about what you can control in your life and what you can't control, and knowing that difference and being able to respond to situations and stimuli better by not getting caught up in your emotions about things. Because it's really about, much like technology, like I'm trying to stop being rid of, stop being a slave to technology. Many of us are slaves to our emotions, and we really can't control about, you know, how we react to things. And even in Stoic philosophy, there is a term, and I can't remember the term, but basically that says, yes, no matter how stoic you really are, there is a moment where you will have an initial emotional reaction to a bad situation or to a surprising situation or whatever. But once you've gotten over that initial biological response, then you can go back and begin to deal with your emotions and how you can control them. Because to me, Stoic training really comes down to learning how to control your emotions and let them work for you, not the other way around. And I studied this, very deeply over the past probably year or 2 years now. Studying the greats, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, Epictetus. There are a few more. And I've kind of not necessarily stopped studying them, but I've really kind of gotten away from the practice of being a Stoic and things. If you guys ever are interested in Stoicism, just Google Stoic Week, and it's really a big movement. It's really starting to get sort of popularized again. Stoic Week is a pretty cool deal. There's a group of individuals, I think in England, who put it on, and it's a free program. You basically go and you try out Stoicism for a week and try and learn more about it. And it's really, really great program. And there's all kinds of books and so on and so forth. But anyway, why am I even bringing up Stoicism? Because Stoicism, like I said, really comes down to understanding what you can control and understanding what you can control and what you can't control, and being indifferent about things that happen to you. Not that you're like suppressing emotion to the point where you're sick, but it's accepting a situation for really what it is, using your rational mind, and then becoming indifferent about it. There are different exercises and practices and meditations. And when I say meditation, I'm not talking about Zen meditation where you sit there and say Om forever and you try to clear your mind of things. The Stoic meditation is much different. The Stoic meditation is closing your eyes, quieting yourself, smoking a pipe, whatever it is you do, clearing your mind, but then entering into your mind, allowing something into your mind where you're actually focusing on something. For instance, you want to focus on becoming more virtuous or wise. What is a word? So wisdom. You want wisdom. I'm a wisdom junkie, right? And then in some forms of meditation, like in a morning meditation, you would basically be in a quiet place and you would envision what your day is going to be like, the people that you will encounter, the people who are difficult, the people who are a pain in the ass, the people who are rude, the people who are going to cut you off in traffic, and even the nice people. And that you know that there are people who are living this life outside of philosophy, who just kind of wander through life, who will come into your life today and impact you. And the point of the exercise in the morning is to sort of plan out how you're going to react to those people, those situations. And so you kind of work through the emotions ahead of time mentally, so that when it actually happens, you can greet that situation with a much more stoic attitude, and a virtuous attitude, and a wise attitude. For instance, a good exercise to do is traffic is the perfect exercise for practicing Stoicism. You cannot control traffic. So when you're stuck in a traffic jam and you know you're going to be late, that is when you begin to practice what you can control and what you can't control, and going over rationally, what is the worst thing that's going to happen here? I might be late. Okay, what's that going to look like? And then go through the emotions in your head, and then by the time you're done and you've kind of already worked it all out, it's no longer an emotional deal. Just like when you were a kid and something happened to you, suddenly it's not really an issue anymore because you've already gone through it in your head. It's just, again, having a clear understanding of what you can and can't control. And then there are meditations at night. When you're laying in bed at night, you know that you need to lay there, you need to be quiet, close your eyes, and think about your day. Review your day. A man should go back over his day and think about the encounters that he had, that he could have acted more virtuously, he could have done things better, he could have treated people better, that maybe he slipped and didn't act in a way that he should have acted. And then you forgive yourself, and then you move on to the next day. And then you wake up and you do the same thing. This is how I want my day to be. These are the things I can control, and the things I can't control, this is how I plan on reacting to it in a very indifferent way. So anyway, the reason why I'm telling you all of this, and maybe once I'm done with the Simplicity project, maybe I'll do some video series on Stoic philosophy and Stoicism and how I apply it in my life and how you can apply it in your life if you're interested. But the part of the reason why I started getting into this no technology thing is because I started to feel like I was being controlled by technology. And if the basic premise of Stoic philosophy is that you have to have a clear understanding of what you can control and what you can't control, well, I felt like I can control this need to constantly be involved in using technology in an almost unhealthy way. I can control that. But I felt like I was being controlled. And so it was an attempt to try to gain back the things that I know I can control in a more healthy way. And I'm really beginning to get some benefit from that. Because today, what are we, 6 days into this, 6.5 days into this, if I were to lose my cell phone, or I was to lose internet access altogether, I will be much less emotionally impacted by that now than I would have been 6 days ago. Because I have begun to reduce my distraction that the technology can bring, and then bring myself back in line with what I think is more important things. And I've been able to envision and use the Stoic way of thinking to say, okay, well, what happens if I lose my technology altogether? What's the worst thing that's going to happen? You go through those emotions, and then the next thing you know, you're over it and you move on. So this has been a very helpful exercise for me. And anyway, that's the update so far today. I know I'm 10 minutes in. I don't get to talk and engage with you guys much, obviously. I got about 7 more days of this. I'm officially about halfway through. I hope that you have been a part of this. I hope that you've been commenting. good, bad, or indifferent. When I do upload my videos, I am able to, I do allow myself to see how many people have viewed it. And I'm getting about the average number of views that I do on my videos, on my other videos. So we'll see how it works out. Love me, hate me, doesn't matter, right? So I love you guys. We'll see you in the next video.